Hey guys, what's up? I'm bringing you another article today, and the subject at hand is actor Billy Eichner launches tirade at straight people after his LGBTQ rom-com Bros bombs. The new movie, which is called Bros, was directed and written by both himself and Nicholas Stoller, who I know very well as a director. I'm a big fan of his. I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall years ago, and I've been a fan of his ever since. I really liked the Muppet movie when it came out. You know, I was a little bit younger then. I was about my early 20s, I believe. And I really enjoyed Zoolander 2 at the time, but even though it seemed like we were going through a cultural shift. And it's really disappointing to see this actor's tirade, as it's described as, because though Nicholas Stoller is possibly, you know, he might be a little bit left-wing in his thinking, and he has a lot of left-wing friends, but I feel like this is an insult or a slap to his face. Actors coming out like this and seeing bad box office numbers, and it's really sad because what he does here is he's accusing only a specific group of people and blaming homophobia essentially for a box office failure of his movie that he wrote. And we're gonna get into it. Actor Billy Eichner, who has spent years smearing conservatives and Republicans, attacking Christianity. I didn't even know that. Yikes. And lashing out at just about anybody who disagrees with him politically. The star of Disney's The Lion King just watched his $22 million LGBTQ romantic comedy make an abysmal $4 million in its box office debut over the weekend. In response to the film's poor performance, an angry Eichner appears to blame at least two things: homophobia and straight people in certain parts of the country. Mind-blowing. How can he even confirm that? How do you confirm that those are the people who are to blame for your movie failing? It seems like just a whole bunch of people decided not to go see it. Wouldn't you blame the PR team? Wouldn't you blame marketing? It seems like he almost anticipated this film to fail and was ready to blame the first people that came to mind. And it's straight people? What? Why are straight people to blame? The film, trumpeted as Hollywood's first major gay rom-com, initially received enthusiastic acclaim from critics, but has largely been ignored by cinema goers. It is estimated to have taken just $4.8 million in receipts, half of what Universal had hoped during its opening weekend, UPI reports. Eichner, 44, launched an angry social media screed late Sunday, telling everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo to get out and get into theaters to support his effort. I really don't know why actors think that this is such a good idea to attack people all the time. We've just seen it every single day, every single week, every other moment. There is an attack against audiences for just not liking the movies that these people are making. And by these people, I mean Hollywood in general, who are fresh out of ideas, and they have been fresh out of ideas for such a long time that they're just shriveling carcasses and shells of their former self, just like, oh, you got any more of them good ideas? Oh. Last night I snuck in and sat in the back of a sold-out theater playing Bros in LA. This is Billy Eichner speaking. The audience howled with laughter start to finish, burst into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out. Really, I am very proud of this movie, so why wasn't anybody else proud of it? He then scolded. Even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomatoes scores, and A Cinema score, etc., straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up for Bros. And that's disappointing, but it is what it is. Eichner told everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo to get out and see Bros, and here's his tweets right here. Oh my goodness. Everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo should go and see Bros tonight. You will have a blast, and it is special and uniquely powerful to see this particular story on a big screen, especially for queer folks who don't get this opportunity often. I love this movie so much. Go Bros. I mean, the queer folks, as he describes, I mean, they can go and see whatever movie they want at any time, right? But they didn't go to see this movie. I mean, $4 million is a very significantly small amount of money. And like, that can't be more than maybe 400,000 people. I'm guesstimating here. But I mean, if there are as many, LGBTQ people out there as you say there are, then why aren't they coming to see your movie? What's wrong with your movie that is making people not want to come to see it? And it's that accountability that I don't see being taken here. It's not taking any accountability for maybe it's just not that good of a movie, even though it's critically acclaimed by both audiences and critics on Rotten Tomatoes. What's wrong with your movie? What is the flaw that's pushing people away? Is it today's social engineering culture? Is it the cancel culture? Is it the way that general audience members are being attacked and called misogynist, racist, sexist, and all these terrible, awful things every single day for not liking your product, for not liking your content that you will push out? Is that why? Or is it because everybody's just a homophobe? Eichner, a multimillionaire in his own right. He's a multimillionaire. I mean, he's a very successful actor. I mean, this one movie bombed. Big deal, man. Big deal. Try again. But he has a net worth of close to $5 million, is the first openly gay man to write and co-star in his own major studio film. I mean, that's huge. What are you complaining about? Why? Because you only made $4.8 million on your movie that apparently has a really small audience demographic? I mean, would you not call it a success for the very fact that you made $4 million on it? I mean, it was a great effort, was it not? Eichner chose, however, to sell America on his film by repeatedly attacking half her citizens. In late August, Eichner strode to center stage at the 2022 MTV VMAs and lobbed a smear-filled attack on what he called all the homophobes on the Supreme Court. You basically alienated most of the country when you said that alone. This is why everybody outside of the film industry says, don't voice your political opinions. Don't use your platform as a political podium, okay? Don't use it to push your ideology on others because this is the result. It may work for a time, and people may defend you for a time, but eventually all of these bad things that you're saying and doing are going to build up and explode in your face when the right time comes. That may pale in comparison to his rant last January, in which he said, F Trump, F his whole family, F anyone that chose to work with him, and F every single Trump voter. And guess what? I'm still with her, you misogynist American dummies, onwards. Oh my goodness, yeah. So, look, I actually really liked Billy on the Street. I liked Billy Eichner. I didn't really have a problem with him. I had no idea that he was even attacking people this hard for so long. But this is, I say this. He's a product of today's society. That's all I think about Billy Eichner, is that he is just a product of the upbringing that he has endured in Hollywood. Hollywood has this really bad habit of attacking anybody that disagrees with their ideology and the kind of agenda that they're pushing into their films and into their TV. And they use people like Billy Eichner to lash out when things don't go their way. And I just think that it's very sad what the mindset is in Hollywood right now. There's a huge divide between audience and filmmakers right now. And the only way that we can fix this is if we keep talking about it and keep pointing out the things that are dividing us, not just as a country, but as fans of subjective art forms and artistic expression. Those things are in danger, and we're all being divided over it right now because the thing that should not be injected into subjective art forms, which are politics, I feel are really ruining today's shows, and it's really messing things up right now. But I hope you all have a beautiful day despite everything you just read. Like and share this video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will see you all next time.